it's Amanda, and today I have Runner's World Big Book of Marathon and Half Marathon Training. So in a nutshell, the book is broken into 4 sections: training, nutrition, injury prevention, and then a wrap-up. At the end, there is an extensive appendix that talks about everything from running terms to carb loading diet plans. The book is extensive. It's great for everyone, not just those who are running a half marathon or training for a marathon. It's great for beginners, but also people who are advanced runners. So the first section is training, and it's broken into a few chapters. They go over everything from choosing a race to setting goals to buying the proper gear. Then there's the nutrition section. They talk about proper carb loading and how there are bad carbs, but there's also good carbs, and how to distinguish between the two. They talk about how to properly hydrate. They give you recipes. They even talk about how safe it is to lose weight during marathon training. The third section is injury prevention, and it talks about dynamic stretching to cold therapy to being flexible within your schedule to account for injuries. The injury prevention section not only talks about preventing injuries, but it also discusses how to handle injuries. The final section is called Putting It All Together. So how does this all translate to your race? And they talk about everything from the day before the race to race day to battling the post-race blues to when is it okay to actually race again. The best thing about the book is that it's written by professionals. And it's not just one professional, but a handful of professionals, and they all give their input. There are motivating stories by people who are just so inspiring that after reading their brief story, you feel like you need to go out and run. So my 5 favorite tips from the big book are: first, run an even effort, not an even pace. Second was to split up long runs if you don't have time to dedicate to one long run. That's okay. Number 3 is eating simple carbs is okay right before a run, during a run, or right after a run. Number 4 is when it comes to electrolytes, use the 45-minute rule. If you're running more than 45 minutes, make sure you consume an electrolyte drink and some carbs to make sure that your fuel is still top-notch. Number 5 is the rule of thumb for treating blisters. If your blister is smaller than a pencil eraser, leave it be. If it's bigger than a pencil eraser, sterilize it, drain it, and then bandage it up. The book is so full of information that it was actually hard to choose my favorite 5. With that said, I totally recommend that any runner, beginning, middle, advanced, go out and purchase the big book. Everything you need to know right in this big book. So thank you so much, Runner's World, for doing an amazing job of compiling all the possible information we need to know to get us to our next race. You did an amazing job, and I'm so excited to be using it to get me to my first marathon. So I appreciate it.